Okay, so we originally bought a Harbor Freight greenhouse, one of the like $600 ones. That lasted one windstorm. You can see my other video on that. And here I've got a hodgepodge of old carports that I put together that had failed, you know, all the same brand. They're all Harbor Freight, the $160 ones. It was two of them that needed to be put together. And what we did was we went online and bought some plastic. It was about 150 bucks. It's a 7-year plastic that we're getting ready to install. And we're just going to anchor that down all nice. It's this plastic. They claim it's clear. Yeah, that's not the case. But obviously it's going to let a lot of sunlight through. It's really thick. It's nice and heavy duty. It's from agriculturalsolutions.com. I'll put a link on the bottom of this in the description so you can see it. But this is where we're at so far. It's much bigger than what Harbor Freight sold us for 600 bucks, and I'm probably going to be about 200 and change all said and done on this, and I just feel like it's going to be a much better project. We went around, and instead of using the stupid tie-down posts, we went ahead and put concrete down. We filled in these cinder blocks, and put some wire, some tighter than others. The mid I'm not so worried about, it's really the end caps. And then we went ahead and framed out the back wall. We're going to frame out the top of the back wall too. We're doing 16 inches on the centers. And just so you get a better idea, really trying to anchor this all down good, you know, so it can't move. I'm giving really good pulls. That's where these carports really fail, is when people don't anchor them down. And we're going to get everything a little bit truer and a little straighter, but, you know, just so you get a general idea. Okay, so we unraveled the plastic and we went ahead and measured it across, and it's the 20 feet I paid for. But the actual interesting thing here is I paid for 25 feet long, and, you know, there's clearly about 2 extra feet there, so I actually got a little more than I paid for. You can see here how they do the seams. You know, it's kind of overlapped, and it's kind of like they melted the two together. It seems really strong. The only little oddities about the plastic is where they overlap it midway through. They kind of off-center it. It's not quite, you know, uniform. The seam down the center does seem like it's pretty much solidly, you know, the 2 inches wide, though. It doesn't seem like it really varies that much. So far, so good. Just a little update, and we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're actually taking the end of the plastic, and we got this strip of wood, you know, really cheap wood. All it is it's 16 feet long, because our structure is actually 17 feet long, and the piece of plastic's 20 feet long, so you can kind of do math there if you want, but whatever. So we're in a couple feet, and what we're doing is we're going to staple it on to this board, then we're going to roll it again and staple it again. This is going to be our anchors along the structure, and we're going to basically throw one over the ridge of the structure and then pull it tight and anchor it down. We'll show more as we do it. Okay, so we draped the plastic over top, and we took the board, put it down here. As you can see, it folds over and it's going up top. And then we took wood screws and screwed them in through the board, like so, into the tubes that are part of the frame. And we just did that every, 6-8 inches, so that way it's really good. Then we're going to pull this tight and do the same on the other side. Okay, so here we are with the greenhouse. We've finished up. A couple odds and ends left to do, but it's always going to be a little bit of a project. So we took some new tarping, cut it, filled in the spaces that we needed. Going to adjust that later, but just wanted something for the moment. Since I wasted so much time on that other greenhouse, I was kind of in a rush to build this one, but just trying to get it pretty good. And where I rushed, I wanted to be able to make it life easy to fix. This is the rocket stove I built. It's buried about a foot. Make sure that it got a good seal across the bottom. There's a clamp lid, which I flipped upside down, and I was getting a little smoke out of it, so I was like, you know what, I'll bury it a little bit. This is the exhaust. It's the back wall. There's a cord here. If I untie this, this part's gonna drop, give me some good ventilation. Harbor Freight motion light with solar panel. So far so good with that. The exhaust, the rocket stove. You can barely even see it smoking, which is probably a good thing for my neighbors. And that's the side. We got 55 mile per hour winds today, gusts, and really no problems. So I'm quite happy. If you got any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section and make sure to check out my other videos. Thanks.